I bet you would be happy doing that. And yes, the types of foods don't matter. In fact, one of the reasons diets fail or a diet plan or a meal plan fails is it's temporary. Case in point, 20 some years ago, before we had little handheld devices where we could hop on the old internet and Google food and see how many calories, carbs, protein, and fat were in anything under the sun. 20 some years ago, you had to go to a library and get this monster book that was like 8 inches thick, like 8-point font to figure out how many calories were in different types of food. And the problem is nobody had that book, nor did they want to read it. And I don't know about you, but I'm 50 and reading 8-point font isn't as easy as it used to be. Definitely not without a pair of readers, which I typically don't have at a restaurant. My clients didn't either. So they didn't have the book. They didn't know what to eat. So they get a meal plan. So now they're out at a restaurant and they're supposed to be having meal 5. And whatever was on the meal plan for meal 5 is not on the menu. So now what are you going to eat? So again, meal plans, diets, those things are a short term fix for a long-term problem. And really, we need a long-term solution. And the reality of it is eventually, this is true for everybody. Life's going to happen. You're going to go on vacation. I have a pro physique competitor right now that is on a cruise. You're going to go on vacation. There's going to be holidays, birthday parties, retirements at work, stress at work. If your nutrition plan only works when life's perfect, if it is a plan, it's a failure plan because you're not going to be able to stick with it. So again, diets don't work. Meal plans don't work. There's a far better way. And, you need to be able to enjoy the foods you actually like and have them structured in a way to reach your goals. And you also need to be empowered to be able to go out to a restaurant and know how to enjoy a meal at a restaurant without throwing all your hard work out the window. Perfection isn't required. I mean, we all know this, perfect doesn't exist. It doesn't. You're never going to be perfect. You can pursue perfection, but you're never going to arrive at perfect. And that's okay. It's not necessary. What is necessary is being consistent. It's being consistent. I've never coached anyone that was perfect. Every successful client I've worked with has gone on vacation. They've celebrated weddings and birthdays. They've had stressful work weeks. They've missed workouts. They've eaten foods that maybe they shouldn't have eaten that much of, right? The difference is they weren't chasing or trying to be perfect because they can't. The difference was they just got back on track. Successful women don't win because they're perfect. They win because they're consistent over months and then over years, right? Like it's not going to happen in a day. Whether or not you start gaining weight or losing weight, it's not going to happen in a day. So that one meal, that one time isn't going to matter. What is going to matter is that you're consistent over time. And yes, most definitely, absolutely, that means on your birthday, you should eat the cake and have seconds. It's not going to matter, I promise. Progress is a result of hundreds of decisions consistently made over time. And one decision that might be out of line is not going to matter. Don't allow that one imperfect meal to turn into an imperfect week or month. Just choose differently next time. Now, that being said, don't feel guilty because you enjoyed some cake. Don't feel guilty because it's summertime and you went to a barbecue and you enjoyed a couple beers or a couple beers more than maybe you normally would. No guilt. Just stay on track, consistently move forward. That's going to allow you to stick with things long term. And that's where we really start to depart from the shortcomings of a diet or a meal plan. Think about it logically. You didn't build your body because of one healthy meal. You're not going to ruin it because you had cake or wine or brought in a couple beers. Progress, again, is a consistent decisions made over time. Don't allow that one mishap to throw you completely off track. Consistency is always going to beat intensity, and we're going to recognize that we're not trying to be perfect. We know that we can't be perfect, and that's okay. These folks are your age. Many believe that, well, it's going to take for me to have a successful transformation, it's going to take unlimited time. I don't have unlimited time. Uh, they don't either. These women have careers, they travel, they raise children, they have deadlines, they take vacations. They're just like you, and they're your age. There's women in their 30s, 40s, 50s, and 60s in that picture. The difference is they had a better plan. It was individualized to them that helped them train with weights and move towards their goal, not a generalized plan given to 20 people where everybody's eating tilapia and asparagus. They only exercise 4 to 6 hours a week, max. And I know this because I wrote all their programming. Many of them did very little cardio. And you may have zero interest in competing. I use these images because they're like the ultimate petri dish in the science lab. They really show you what's possible. And it also gives me an opportunity to see what's possible and see what happens when we make small changes, or see what happens when somebody goes on a cruise, or they go on that vacation, or they celebrate their birthday, or they go tailgating in the fall at the football game and they have a couple beers and a brat off the grill. These things are possible while going on vacation and enjoying life. So I use these images because it shows you what's possible, and not only what's possible, but for somebody of any age and somebody just like yourself, whatever your age may be. And it's not motivation. People ask, what's the difference between the women who succeed and those who struggle? And like I said earlier, it's not laziness. It's rarely motivation. I mean, motivation's fleeting. It comes and goes. The difference is having the discipline to be consistent and having someone that knows the right plan, knows when you should push, when you should back off, knows when to increase food, when to change training. And like, we don't change training just because another month has passed, right? That's not training. That's generalized exercise or just working out. And again, when to be focused and not lose sight of the big picture, right? Most women don't need more motivation. They need a system that works even on the days they don't feel motivated. And that's where discipline comes in. No templates, no guessing, no one size fits all programming. That's why I've never believed in cookie cutter coaching. Every woman who comes to me brings a different body, a different set of goals, different strengths, different limitations, and a different life.